Hello, ladies. good morning, or good afternoon, depending on wherever you are watching in the world. Welcome to Purposeful Productivity Part 2, Session 2. Now, yesterday we had quite a time. We really went through a good series or a good portion of what is ingrained in our community, okay? How we discuss, address, and look at what productivity actually is. The real definition, okay, which is really related to your place in success. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to pull up our information in our slides. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so glad to have you. So glad to host you for something that I hope is going to be a game changer for you across the board. This is one of the pillars that we talk the most about. I think across the board. For some of us, we are navigating new challenges. We are growing as individuals, and you're trying to figure out what needs to happen next. How am I going to pull it off? How am I going to bring all of these moving pieces together in a way that works? And so Mamathon is here to help you bridge the gap. Mamathon is here to help you to organize your life in a way that doesn't feel daunting. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels like it's actually finally sustainable. Okay. And so today we're going to go into this a little bit more. I am tagging the ladies in our Facebook community right now. And I am also pulling up more of our information so that I have everyone going through the process in the way that I like for us to go through it. Okay. If you're new here, I am Christina Garrett. I am honored to serve the world as a productivity coach, organization, time management, leadership development, idea development, how to create your next big thing. That is all we do here in this venue, in this tribe. I believe that the actual term productivity has a lot of different meanings. Some of them that feel good to us, and others that might feel a little bit more stressful, or we make them feel like we have to hurry up and get to a new definition of success. And so, I have been ingrained in this work for years now. Not just the idea of coming up with something that you want to nurture or work on, but actually creating the path, okay? Actually working through the ideas, and at what time do we need to work on them? When do they need to come to life? How am I going to pull it off? All of these things matter, okay? So we have to organize our busy world. We have to redefine what productivity actually means. And so that's all that we do here in this space. Mamathon at this current time has 4 parts of it, okay? 4 moving pieces. We have a one-to-one and group coaching that we do with our audience. We have a conference October 25th through the 29th. Wait, 25th, the 25th through the 27th in Atlanta. So we have coaching, the conference. I do corporate wellness work, productivity, lifestyle balance. I'll be flying out to Chicago this month, which I'm excited about. So we're doing a lot more of that work, housing authority, Essence, different venues and that right to help you organize your life there. And then we also have advocacy work, maternal health, educational choice, partnerships with nonprofits and foundations to help spread their movement and their work. Okay. That's what we do here. That's what I do here. Okay. But why should you be here? Why are you here today? Okay. Sometimes the word productivity resonates. All right. I know inside I need to be more productive. I know inside that there are some things that I need to work on, how I need to challenge myself, how I need to edit some things. I realize that maybe the way that I've been doing things isn't working. And so our goal is to take every lady here. I always make that commitment to my clients, especially that you have this idea, you can see who you're going to become, and we're going to walk you to that place. I was talking to my husband just a little while ago about the beauty of graduating clients. Graduating clients where the needs that they had in a season past, they no longer have those needs. They have evolved because they have a pinpointed idea of what's coming next for them. That is the ultimate goal behind coaching. That's the ultimate goal behind moving towards. It's a celebration of who you are right now and who you're going to become. All right. And so today, as we spend some time together, I want to reiterate the purpose of why we are here, which is to reinvent your work, life, and rest balance. Okay. And the way that we do this is through strategic planning and through re-identifying your self-care. Okay, what does it look like? Hi, Lude. What does it look like for you to be strategic? Hi, Vivian. What does it look like for you to take better care of yourself while you stretch? What does it look like for you to have a capacity that is blooming? I have the space for exactly who I want to be, that I don't feel like my ideas are drowning me. I know what to say yes to and do more of, and I know what I need to put on the shelf for a little while and say, this might be a next year thing. Like sometime I want to start a podcast, y'all. I really do. I want to start a podcast. But right now, that is not on my list of essentials. It's not. It's not on my list of essentials. It has little to do. It's just one extra added bullet point in the mamathonness. It doesn't have to be now. Hey, so we're looking to reinvent that balance. How do I move toward my goals? How do I move toward the woman I want to be with balance, with a healthy integration? How do I get my strategy to honor all of those moving pieces? That really matters. Okay. So, for those of us who did not join in yesterday, I'm going to touch on what we talked about, and then we're going to move into pillar number 2, which we're going to be discussing today. Yesterday, we defined productivity. All right. Yes, there's workplace productivity. I often think about back when Amazon used to just mail out books. And then they did movies and all these things. We were looking for how fast they could get information to us, products to us. To this date, we want to order that sweater in the morning and have it to wear to dinner that night. That is ultimate productivity for us as people, right? That's what we expect from Amazon. Okay, good morning. But for a lot of us, we're forgetting that personal productivity. Okay, personal productivity has to be related to your identified goals. Has to be related to your identified goals. If we are not certain and clear on what our goals are, you will bounce all over from idea to task to task. You'll go all over the place trying to come up with, trying to work through a brand new thing. Lots of people are coaches or speakers or authors or you name it, right? There's lots of moving pieces, different demographics that we all come from. And I bet if you Google it, you'll find 20 different ways, 50 different ways to succeed at any one of those ideas. So you, sister, are going to have to learn how to streamline. You're going to have to learn how to decide, this is the way that I'm going to get this done, and then go all in. I shared with some of my clients the other day, last year, sometime in the summer, as I'm working on promoting the conference and sharing that it's coming up October 25th through the 27th in Atlanta. And I got locked out of my several thousand person Instagram account. And after I was done spiraling, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot post to any of my Instagram followers. This is a disaster, et cetera, et cetera. But after I got over it, and managed to pull myself together, I remembered that I have enough people in my area, in my peripheral vision, in my sphere of influence to hit any goal that I set. Okay, to hit any goal I set. And so for that reason, as I went to go and promote, the conference was fully sponsored and sold out. All right. I had enough people there. I had an identified goal, and I decided to streamline my way to making sure it was what it was supposed to be. Okay. So personal productivity is the output of an individual, of you, in a certain period in relation to your identified goals. Okay. So the first pillar of productivity was creating a family vision. It's your ability to see your family's future, even if it doesn't exist yet. You know who you want to be. You can see where you're going, what you're growing into. You know that you're excited about becoming this person. You see your family and what they're growing into, and you're actually expounding upon the future by focusing on what it looks like today. All right, focusing on what it looks like today. You're planning for 10 years from now, today. What do you want your children to say you focused on today? All of those things are built by our actions that we take on a daily basis. Okay. So we talked about vision statements. Yeah, I know some of us love vision boards. No hating, right? I'm not a vision board person. I'm a notebook and journaling person. Okay, y'all see that? These are notes from just the sessions from the last month or so, right? So I'm a notebook person. I like to be able to write out where I'm going or what I'm thinking, or sort my thoughts out in that way. So the question is, do you have a vision statement, a sentence or a paragraph that helps you to see what it looks like to walk forward, to march forward in your own specific family? Because the family vision is going to drive everything you do. I love, love, love being Mamathon Christina. Okay, I love it. I love catching flights, going to Essence Festival, doing all these. I love being Mamathon Christina. I love it. I love tapping into new opportunities and partnerships and speaking engagements. And I love catching flights and not feelings for work. I love it. But I cannot let that be more celebrated than the relationship I have with my husband, the conversations that we have together that are off camera, right? I cannot prioritize any other relationship over the most important ones, those people that you are in covenant relationship with. We cannot prioritize any goal, any dream over those things. So it doesn't mean that you're like family and then my goals are down here. That's not what I mean when I say this. Okay. It does not mean that your goals are up here and then the family just has to adjust. Okay. It means instead that we look for these places where we might have some ebbs and flows, but we want to make sure both areas of our lives are equally prioritized. Okay, equally prioritized. All right. We don't want to go too far in one way, too far on the other. I like to say that my wellness, my self-care, my vision are just as important, and how much time I spend. Hello, good morning. How much time I spend on each one of these matter. I'm going to have to be held accountable to the Lord for how I spent time on both. So let's make sure that the ratio works out. Okay, let's make sure that it matches. It's giving like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Okay. All right. So let's go into the second pillar of productivity. All right. The second pillar of productivity today is to communicate your needs to your tribe. Communicate your needs to your tribe. Now, most of us, when we start thinking about communication, you're like, girl, I already know I need to talk to my family. I already know I got to communicate with my husband. That's somewhere in the, mandatory. When you took your vows, you promised you were going to talk about stuff. I know that part. Like, I know about communication. But here's what I'm going to say about this. And I'm going to add in a talk that I've had with my husband as well. Is that a lot of us want to create some really big dynamic change in our lives. But we have not told other people in our lives about the changes we want to create. A lot of us want to change the world. You want to come up with something amazing, brand new, that is working, that is exciting. We want to do all of this. However, when it comes time to implement these new things, when it comes time to stand and say to your loved one, this is important to me, we do not know how to communicate that. We don't know how to communicate that. To say, this is a place that I feel like I'm missing something. I want to go and improve this skill. To say, I want to go back to school and become this person. To say, I want to work on any life skill. I feel like I'm still healing in some areas and I need to work on this. Like all of these places in our lives on a regular basis, we may need added support. We might need some added support. Okay? That's all right. That's not a bad thing. It's okay. However, are we looking for these added places and we're not being willing to communicate it? Okay? Are we not willing to communicate it? Some of us want to literally change the world, and nobody else in our family, no one else on our team actually knows that this is something that's really urgent for us. Have you ever started working on decisions? Did you ever go to, it happens at the Mama Thought Conference all the time. You go to a live event, you get excited, right? Like, oh my gosh, this changed my life. And you want to implement at like the next level. You end up going home and you hope that your family just understands what you're trying to convey to them. You hope that they will understand this is the new me that I see myself turning into. But very often we lack the skills to bring it over into a relationship that really works. Okay, we lack the skills, the foundation to really make it do what it needs to do. Okay, so I want to, for a few more minutes, elaborate, and I want you to do some inventory. I want you to do like a wellness check in here about if you have had ideas, wanted to do new things, been hashing out decisions, and you didn't really fill other people in, the people that need to be filled in. Okay, you haven't really filled other people in on how vast or how important this is to you. Okay, why you need it, why it's important, why this is valuable, what the end goal is. Most men especially are goal driven, goal oriented. If you don't know the goal, if you keep switching the goal, they may have a hard time with understanding why this is a valuable investment. Okay, if you have had a light bulb moment come on, but you might be the only person in your life right now that had that light bulb moment. The rest of your extended family, the people that raised you, they don't understand the value of college or the value of a graduate degree or the value of going back to school or the value of seeking out a better job or moving out the hood or whatever. They might not understand the value, and we don't know how to communicate it. Some people we don't owe a response to. But the people you're in covenant relationship with, oh, you owe them a response. You owe them this is what I'm doing and here's why. And learning to communicate that is top tier. All right. So communication is defined as the exchange of information from one person, place, or group. Your conversation can be verbal, nonverbal, visual, or written. Okay, it can come in a myriad of different ways. All that matters is that you are exchanging information from one person, one entity, one organization to another. So as we look to how we're going to communicate better, all right, I want you to think about the percentage of things that you communicate. And I think we have mostly Black women that follow me anyway, women, Black and brown sisters. How we communicate to other people verbally and non-verbally. So, based on a study at UCLA, 7% of communicative meaning is in the words that are spoken. What you said. Okay. 38% of meaning is in the way the words are said. And then the rest of those, the deciphering of meaning and communications, is the facial expression. It's your facial expression. What you look like, your tone of voice is way more significant than what you actually said. Okay. So what we're doing, hi, good morning. What we're doing is and I've been saying this all morning with clients. You know how you got a picture, okay? And you're taking the picture and you see something small on it. And so you enlarge it to make it bigger, okay? We're enlarging the topic of communication so that we can see how does this roll over and affect how we love and nurture it presently in our homes. How do we relate to the people that we're in covenant relationship with? Okay. Some people you don't owe a response to, but the people that are at your address, they might need a little more information, mama. I have spent time and gone through coaching women on discovery calls because they're not the primary financial decision maker for their money. Okay. No shades, what it is. You got to go and talk to your husband and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about jumping in. So I get to prepare her. Listen, he's going to say, you want to spend how much on what? You want to do what? Make yourself better. Better how? And then you're not even sure how to explain how you want to be better. It's okay. Sometimes I go through and I say, listen, tell him that we're going to work on this for your business. Tell him that we're going to work on this area for your business. I promise you're going to walk away with paths to how you recoup your investment. Multiple ladies in our coaching mastermind have made 5 times what they put in, right? Where they have clients starting to come and find them. The clients are like, hey, I'll just pay in full. I already know that I need support. One of our my ladies, Nicole Green, she's a homeschooling coach for parents of high school teens. And I told her homeschooling parents aren't broke. I'm a homeschooling parent. I'm not broke. I said, so stop talking to your people like they can't do it, right? So this is the idea: communication. Communication. It's showing up in where you live. It's showing up in your work. It's showing up in how you're asking for the next partnership opportunity. And if you're not confident, if you're not saying, listen, this is what we're doing, this is when it's going to happen, this is how I'm going to do it with boldness and audacity, then sis, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. We got to be able to stand 10 toes down and say, you know what? This is where we're going. I 100% believe this is where we're going to arrive. I've been asking clients, what do they want to celebrate at the end of the year? Okay. How do you need to communicate your desire for that fulfillment to the people you love? What kind of added support do you need? This all matters. Okay. So your self-awareness is paramount. Okay. Your self-awareness is key. I did a talk for Hyatt. It was either earlier this year or the end of last year. A talk for Hyatt. They have a learning academy. And so I've done multiple trainings for their learning academy. It's been an honor to go back again this month and do it again. And during that time, I spoke on communications. And I asked them, as we were closing out our communications talk, do you think the people in your life see you as a good listener? Do you believe the people in your life will consider you to be a good communicator, a good listener? Or are you someone who jumps in, cuts people off? Are you somebody who you always have a rebuttal for everything? Are you someone who struggles with listening to someone's complete thought and then responding? Because my husband and I, our minds work so fast when we're talking. Sometimes we're like, hey, give me a second. I'm not finished yet with my thoughts. Learning how to communicate better as we grow, as we stretch. Okay. As we develop into somebody else completely new, the things that we're doing now this year, unheard of in years past. So amazing. But I believe a big part of that was really mastering our communication, not just together, to each other, to our children, as our work shifted, and how to communicate value to external organizations. All of these moving components matter. They all matter. Okay? They all matter. You can't just pick one or the other and say, oh, I'm so tired of not being listened to, and you don't listen well. Okay? Are you a friend and a lover, a friend and a mom, a friend and, someone who holds space for other people? Are you someone who communicate? Like, other people will say that you're a good communicator. Other people will say you're a good listener. Are you communicating the needs you have to the people in your life in a way that they can both receive and respond to? Not just, not just they sort of kind of heard me. No, I'd like to make a decision about this by this date. Okay? I'd like to make a decision about this by this date. I would like to make a move forward. There have been times I'm like, listen, I love you. I don't really need permission per se. I just want you to know that this is what's happening next. I just want you to know that this is how I'm going to do this. I just want you to, I would love to hear your thoughts about X, Y, and Z. And then after I've thought on it and prayed on it and talked to you and got coaching and listened for God's voice, this is how I'm going to go ahead and go forward. Okay? But it is this idea of really opting into taking responsibility for how you communicate. And even in some places, how we ask for permission in a way. Right? Like, okay, listen, these are the needs that I have. I need more help around the house. This is an investment I want to make. This is the business I want to start. This is the person I want to become. I'm having trouble with figuring this out. Why is that? Okay. I was telling my husband earlier, I said, the real goal of all of this is for me to graduate clients, for them to get 10 toes down at who they are and what they want to become, what they want to pursue, so that there's no more wandering to and fro. That's like the goal. That is the premise of healthy communication. If we can't paint a vision for ourselves, for others, to those we want to partner with, how do we even go to the next level? Okay. So, in your relationships, are you a good listener? Are you someone who people would say that about you, that you're someone who communicates well? You're in tune with what the people in your home need, okay, or what they want. Most time they have everything they need, okay? Are you in communication with that? Do you see that clearly? All right. In your home management, are you someone who's faithful to asking for help? My family has been cooking turbo the last week, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Just fine. Okay. My son did spaghetti with a little advice from dad last night. My daughter's been doing different kinds of. I'm like, listen, you guys, I got 3 teenagers. Y'all can stretch a little bit. Y'all can put together the meal. These are skills you're going to need. Okay. Are you able to communicate the needs you have for even around your home? Okay. What is your body saying to you about your communication? Is your body saying that you're stressed out? Like in this area right here. This is where my stress shows up. When I'm like a little overwhelmed, it shows up right here. Where does yours show up? What is your body saying to you? Can you communicate to other people? This is what my body is saying. I feel a little overwhelmed. I feel a little stressed out. I'm in a place right now where I don't really know what's going on internally, but I feel anxiety here. I think I might need a timeout and be able to communicate to your family, to the people you love, that you need time. Sometimes I just need time to sort through my own thoughts. I might have to go to Starbucks for a couple hours. But when I put a deadline on it, I do my best to honor that deadline. Okay. What does your energy need to be revitalized for you to feel like you're operating as your best self? And how do you tell that to the people that live with you? Someone in my circle the other day, she said, I really want I don't want my family to feel the rain from my storms. She's like, I don't want them to feel the brunt of like when I'm trying to figure out something, or when I'm trying to do, I don't want my family to be impacted by that. But that impact is fine. They can't just get the good impact. The people we love can't just feel the joy of when one of my clients is amazingly working on school contracts, and she's partnering with someone else that we brought to the conference last year to create some new things. And I'm like, listen, your family just can't feel the impact of the good. They also have to feel the impact of my building process. But I got to be able to communicate that to them. Okay. So being self-aware of your communication and your relationships, being a good listener, holding space for others, and asking that they hold space for you. In your home management, asking for support in a way your loved ones can receive and respond to. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about delegating. Okay. Tomorrow, we'll talk about delegating. But in this exact moment, can I communicate to others that this is the need I have? Okay. And then in your workplace, in your business, in your vision, okay, no one else can communicate your vision for you. They just can't. You have to be able to put it together into a way that is streamlined and flowing, to make sure that you can stand. If they hand you a microphone and a camera right now, you know exactly how to share where you are and what you want to do next. You know how to handle that. Very often we have big ideas, but low on the follow through. We know exactly what we need to do next. We just don't do it. Okay. We're in all of these places trying to work through to the next thing. But when it's time to put in a conversation or push for growth, for what that next thing will look like, that's where we struggle. Okay. So communication is knowing what you want to be known for. Okay. Knowing what you hate. Okay. Not being all over the place, but streamlining how you're going to get your message out to the world. What's the fastest way for you to get there? And being okay with sitting some other things on the side for right now while you focus on that one or two things. It's okay. And most of the time we slow our progress down because we're so spread out. We're so all over the place. And this is going to be a continued theme, right? Of like what we're talking about going into the next 2 days. But I want all of us to feel very grounded. Okay. I want us to feel very rooted in the fact that you cannot always over diversify, right? So listen, in your specific business, in your specific work, some of my clients are just working on email copy. Some of them are developing into taking more coaching clients. Some of them are repivoting in their businesses and in their careers. And we just coach through those up and down moments. It's okay to have those moments, but can we streamline? Can we say, you know what, these are going to be the things that I really pour my energy into going into the rest of the year. This is what I'm focusing on. Okay. So it's okay for you to refine how you're communicating. Ask yourself, do I communicate with compassion, intentionality, patience? How do I handle hard truths. When it's a really truth with love, can I receive that? If I get constructive criticism, okay, can I hear that? If there's some correction that has to be brought about in my daily journey, can I sit with that? Okay. Would the people in my life consider me to be a healthy communicator? Good morning. Or would they say, yeah, I know you love me, but you don't really listen very well. I had to work on that. I was sharing earlier, my husband and my mom, they work so fast that we have to slow ourselves down when we talk to each other, and especially when we talk to the kids, because they have these long stories, right? These long stories. And like, okay, I need to sit here and listen to this entire story. But it's important to you, so it's important to me. I want to be a better listener. I want to be able to respond. Okay. So sometimes we have to make an edit. We have to make a change, a shift, and be able to receive hard truth with love. You got to be able to deliver truth with love. And some of us, our communication needs to be rooted in boundaries. I love you, but this is a decision that I've made, and I'm going to back myself up on this decision. On this choice, I'm just communicating to you that this is what I've decided to do next. And for somebody, that's a hard pill to swallow. For some of us, we have such a we're so rooted in lack of boundaries or lack of affirming our own yes. Maybe we haven't been the person who kept promises to ourselves over the years. So it's triple hard to communicate to the people we love that this is where we are standing. It's really hard to shine that for that exact reason. For that exact reason, it feels really challenging. Okay. So I just want for us to sit and soak that in, being able to communicate not just what your needs are, but your vision to the people that you love, to the people in your sphere of influence, to the people, the organizations. Like most of my clients, they're not just they start with figuring it out, but then they quickly move to contracts and partnerships and building clientele and things like that, media opportunities. We've had multiple clients on TV, signing new coaching clients. They got in Forbes and Essence and Pop Sugar and Afropunk and who else? What else have we done this year? It's like really amazing stuff. I'm like, y'all better go head on with y'all bad selves. Okay. All of this is happening, but it happens when we really, really streamline how we communicate and the value we bring to the party. If we struggle with doing that, everything else after that will be a struggle too. I got to be able to walk out and tell my husband, baby, this is what's happening. I feel so strongly about it. I'm going to work hard. And I know I always get a return on my investment. I'm a great student. Most of my clients are great students too. Okay, so I'm going to show up. I'm going to grab every bit of it. I'm going to run full steam ahead. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm willing to communicate that to him. And because by the grace of God, I have been able to show some type of continuity, that I will be the person who shows up for me. I'll be the person who says, hey, we're doing a challenge for 3-4 days. I'm going to be here all 4 days. Right? I'm going to be that person. Because of that, he can say, okay, sure. Because in a long time, he hasn't seen me break promises to myself or to the family. That this is what we're going to go forward, secure, and do and create. This is what's coming next. Okay. So for all of you today, as you look at communicating your big, audacious, incredible goal to the people you love, the next step that you want to take, the next big idea you want to pour more steam on and just really get it going, the needs you have in your home management, the needs you have in your family, the needs you have in your relationship, the needs you have in your finance, like all of these things are moving pieces, okay, that all come together that really resonate into something so great. But if we can't tell our story, if we can't explain why it's valuable and a must have, if we can't stand 10 toes down on your own decision, if you can't stand on your own decision, it may be it may be challenging for your family to believe you when you say this is what's happening next, because there have been times in the past where you weren't that person. I've had all kind of ideas. And to make sure that I became the person that followed through all the way to the finish line, to be the person that walked it all the way out. That's the reason the conference is so significant for everyone else, but also for me, because I put effort in and hard work and implement for months leading up to this. And the culmination of it is like, oh snap, like this is what we've been working for. Goal achieved. Check. Goal achieved. Okay, so for all of you, the same rules apply. Okay, the same rules apply. You get to determine how fast of a pace you create. You get to determine how fast you get to your goal by how well you're willing to master your communication. Okay. All right, everyone. That is it for session 2 of the Pillars of Productivity, Purposeful Productivity. As you all know, the Mamathon Conference is on the way, October 25th through the 27th in Atlanta, Georgia. Come, learn with us, grow with us, laugh with us, turn up a little bit. It is the ultimate workshop experience for women who love God, love their families, and are trying to create major legacy in the world. Prepare to streamline a lot of the ideas that you've been working on. I want you to prepare we're going to give you notebooks when you get there. Okay. Prepare to work on the strategies that you've been implementing, but you might feel like it's not moving as fast as you want it to go. Okay. So a lot of the work is going to be centered around refining down to the essentials. What do you need to get done? What has to happen? What openings do you want to create in partnerships and foundations and organizations and all that amazingness? Everything is possible. All of this is possible. However, you got to make sure that you are working towards not doing all the things. You're working towards the specific things that are going to get you to the goal the fastest way. Okay. So that's number 1. Come to the conference. It is indeed a time. That's number 1. Okay. But there are right now about 20 ladies who are my clients who are already have their spots booked. If you are a Mamathon VIP, one of my one-to-one clients or group clients, but we don't have any more group until after the conference. If you are one of my one-to-one clients, you come to the conference completely complimentary VIP style, okay? So that Friday, we're going to be there together to meet and greet, to network, to workshop for those who have already worked their way through a significant part of the curricula and the aspects of communication and creating the vision and working through that plan. So we get to come together in a whole new way and really VIP mastermind together on Friday. Okay. Then of course you get the best seats in the house for the conference on Saturday and Sunday. But most of all, it is you deciding that you don't want to wait until January to be that new person. Okay. It is you not wanting to wait until the end of the year or after the kids go back to school or whatever the right time is. Like, I just don't know when that time is. I'm still looking for that date for me to say, oh, it's the perfect time for me to jump into the next thing. There never is one. Life doesn't stop lifing. Adulting don't stop either. Okay. So it's really for those who are brilliant, but very busy, booked, working moms. You know that you have an idea. You know that your work is valuable. Your expertise is needed in the world. And what we're trying to do is get us out of doing all the things and being everywhere and narrow it down. Streamline your activities, streamline the work you do around your house, streamline your effort, and retire the superwoman cape. Let's hang it up. Let's toss it to the sidelines. Let's give it away. Okay. And let's begin to evolve how we think, our mindset around strategic planning, being okay to become somebody else completely different. I want to look at, there are already things that are unfolding this summer. I'm like, God, going on this new road, going down a whole new way and saying, you know what, Lord, I trust that all of this creating the foundation is now leading to this next thing. I see it happening in front of my eyes. My clients are seeing it happening. And so you can absolutely come to the conference. Yes, come. But imagine how beautiful, how what a culmination event that is for you to be able to come and meet the other ladies who have been working in the same vein as you have over the last several months. Okay. So this is June, July, August, September. We have 4 months really until the conference. Okay. So I would love to partner with you for those months together leading up to it, VIP style, where we talk and work through the challenges about your family, your schedule, your overwhelm, your ideas, your perspective, and what might be slowing down your progress. Okay. I have found once we clarify, once we get that clarity, it's like a rocket ship. It's like a rocket ship. You just take off. But so often we are sitting at a standstill because we're trying to decipher, because we're not sure where we want to put our energy, because we're not sure where we want to, how we want to do it, what's the right time, and all these things. There is no such thing. It is just taking the next step, because I know the future me is like right there. She's right there. I'm just a few steps away, a few clicks away from transforming into that person. And I am excited, honored, proud as I see my clients sending those, doing their contract negotiations and next level pitches and popping up on television. But most of them didn't come to me for that. They came because they just wanted to get out of their own way. They knew that there was something that was happening that was slowing the progress down. And if I can just unplug that, like if I can get over that, then I know that I'm going to be able to move full steam ahead. That's what it's all about. Becoming the woman that you said you were going to be for years. You've been saying this for years. Even months is too long. Even months is too long. I've been saying I'm going to learn how to do this better 4 months. I've been saying I'm going to evolve it this way 4 months. I've been saying I was going to accomplish this in my business 4 months. Why is it taking months and years? And how can we begin to make the transformation from where we are and create a path to where we want to go? All right, that destination when you close your eyes and you see yourself up on stage. I used to close my eyes and see myself in Essence Magazine. I would close my eyes and see myself at this new zone, right? This new place, going on speaking engagements and, doing more of that. We've already been doing it, but doing more now is just so like next level. Like the feeling of this is happening, it's here. Off the chain. It's next level in every way. And it just doesn't stop. So I think that as we go from one level to the next level to the next level, the mindset work that is needed to create that balance is even more significant. It's even more significant. I was telling my client this morning, I'm like, for every new level, your brain is going to stretch you again and again. Your brain is going to stretch you again and again. And that's okay. Learning how to deal with that as you grow is everything. Okay. So my DMs are open for you, for the phenomenal ladies who you're already making strides toward it, but you know that the pace that you are working at, it could be better. You know that you're not tapping out on your potential. You know that you're not at your capacity. You know that you're like, Christina, there's some things I'm doing too much, but it's not moving as fast as it should be compared to how much effort I'm putting out. We might need to shift our effort to maybe 1 or 2 things. And then once that's done, Then we move on to something else. Then once that's done, we add on something else. Mamathon did not start with coaching, conference, bouncing around, doing nonprofit work. And we didn't start there. We weren't doing all of that. I started with, hey, I just want to have a dinner for moms. That's where I started. I just want to host a dinner for moms so that they feel seen. Oh, I'm just going to start a blog and talk about being a twin mother, how my children are dragging me by my edges. That's where I started. So I always believe for all of my clients, we all have a starting place. And we all know that what got you to this starting place is not going to take you to fulfillment. It's not going to take you to your definition of success. So what do I need to adjust? What do I need to add in? How do I need to reevaluate and shift my perspective? All of this matters. Okay. So my DMs are open. You can message if you want to come to the conference VIP style. Okay. It is a vibe. It is a mood. Come to the conference no matter what. We'll get you information. Just send me a DM asking about the conference, and I'll send you the link over. You can do PayPal for pay for your ticket if you want, all the things. However, if you have a desire to be there, we want you there in the house. Okay. That's number one. But then also the door is open for those who want to work with me one-on-one through the summer. If you're like, my schedule is changing an awful lot now that these kids are home. What feels like my endless capacity feels very different now that the kids are around a little more. And really, the kids being home isn't the problem. Some of us were overwhelmed before they got here. Okay. And so we're here to help you organize your busy world and get to your goal in half the time. And it will be my honor to walk with you through that process from where you are to where you want to go. All right. So that's it for today. I will see you. Hello and good afternoon. I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, 11 Central Time for part 3 of the Purposeful Productivity Challenge. See you guys there. Have a great day.